Dana Barrett. And I know, I said no more Ghostbusters. But there's a story involved. So yes, a while ago, I did a video talking about my Ghostbuster goals, and I achieved them. I'm done buying Ghostbusters. I thought the only thing that would necessarily break that would be, one, if Kenner released the Firehouse. I'm buying that. I want the Firehouse. Two, if by chance somebody did modern articulated real Ghostbusters. It's true they're being done. It's also true that from what I'm hearing, and I have not bothered to go into super detail about this, from what I'm hearing, you're looking at $200 a Ghostbuster. And I realize that they're going to be packed with other figures. But you could have sold me on this with 2 Ghostbusters in a pack at $200. $100 is a hard sell for a single figure for me. I'll be perfectly honest. I stay most comfortably in the $25 section. I do branch off into the $50 section for certain things. Barbarians will get my attention in the $50 sections. Sometimes the $80 sections. I'll be honest where I spend my money. But for the mass of the shelf, I like to stick in the $25 to $30 range. It's where I am most comfortable. I see the most value for my money. Case in point, Jada Street Fighter toys, unbelievable. All the detail I would ever need, the posability, the size matches. It's perfect at that price range. G.I. Joe, that's all the definition I need. The sculpt work is fantastic. The figures look great. That's all the definition and quality I need. Realistically, and we talked about that Tila video, that Tila is magnificent. But it does not make me a 1/6 collector. I cannot spend that kind of money. I don't have it. I don't make it. And we make our home where our budget allows us. So 80% of what I buy is in the $25, $30 range. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm more than fine with it. So when they all of a sudden say, we're going to do $100 Ghostbuster figures, that's a tough sell for me. Very, very, very tough. I've heard talk that they're also going to do single releases. I'll keep my eye on this Ghostbusters stuff as it goes. Who knows? But so far I'm thinking no. However, I had said in my goal video that I will not be buying the other 2 figures from this wave. I'm pretty sure I remember saying that because at least in my mind, I had a pretty hard this isn't gonna happen feeling. And I seem to remember saying it out loud. Then, by chance, I was at the Overstock Toy Store. And I walked by Dana Barrett. And because I have bought all 4 Ghostbusters in this Build-A-Figure, I have the 4 legs of the dog. I come across Dana for $10. At $10, it got me. I figure if I'm lucky, I can repurpose Dana for some photos with Barbarians. like the lady that wears the flowing dress, some kind of an effect like that, I think I can get away with that. I think she'll make a couple of pictures here and there. But for the most part, I don't necessarily feel like she's going to be anything standout on my shelf. Let's be honest. I wanted the Vince Clortho parts. That's the only reason that I'm buying her. $10, Overstock Toy Store, right here. At this point, what was I going to do? Say no? I mean, I also think that on Amazon, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I've screwed myself here, but I think Gozer is on Amazon for like $10 as well. So it shouldn't be that hard to get the head and put the dog together. The dog is cool. I would like the dog for my shelf. I just didn't really see a point to buying that Gozer. I didn't think it was that great. Or this Dana. I didn't think she was that great. I wanted the Ghostbusters. I put them on the shelf, and I've been more than happy with being done with a line. Because when you complete something to your own rules, and you stick to it, and you don't have to buy anything else again, there is a feeling that comes with that. A real accomplishment feeling. And it's nice to feel like you have completed that set of your museum. There's no reason for you to buy anything else. It takes a load off of you. You're not going to spend any more money. You got what you want. You come in the office. You look at it all the time. It's fantastic. And that nostalgia is fixed by simply walking in and looking at the figures and never feeling like you need another. I like that feeling. I like the feeling that I have what I want and I don't need more. I didn't expect to do this, but I did want the dog. And we just recently did the Too Bad video where we talked about how extra parts from Build-A-Figures pile up. So if I put Dana on the shelf and I build the dog, it does remove these legs that have been sitting on top of my accessory box forever. That's at least a bonus. That's something good. Let's open Dana Barrett. The box is messed up. But like I'm an opener, it doesn't matter. Okay. So, a quick little overview, real quick, because I'm, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of having this figure necessarily. But, since I have her, we are going to look at her. The face, let me get that adjusted there. That's Dana Barrett. I see it. I believe it. I'm not super thrilled with the hair, but it's fine for what it's worth. The articulation is awful. Just to put that out there. It's awful. That's it. Yeah, you could T-pose and whatnot. That's the extent of the arm right there. And it's just as bad and worse, actually, on this side. Like, legit worse on this side. Her movement is abysmal, if you want the truth of it. This doesn't necessarily get in the way. It has a fair amount of give, but, like, she's got a lot of movement here, but that's also not helping her, because when she does this, it opens this, and there's, like, this area of skin. If you were going to do that, that should have just been red. Okay, and that's her. Stands up. That's a plus. There's a couple of things here that I'm not going to complain about. And I think that if I did it right and I put her next to some Barbarian figures and got her posed right in the background or something like that of like a scene, I think I could sell her as an extra thing. Like yeah, people that know what she is are going to know that she's Dana Barrett. But if I want to do like a fantasy type of setting or something like that where there's a couple ladies in the back that are wearing more flowing gowns or things like that, she could step in for something like that. I could somewhat make use of her in a photography setting, I think. Not too much of a waste. She'll go on the shelf. She won't take any space in the main collection, so she's not really that big of a deal. but it doesn't necessarily thrill me to have her. Here's the dog body. The dog body is a slug. The body doesn't move. I was kind of hoping for a little movement here, maybe a little movement in the tail. There's none. Like none. So click that in. Click that in. Click this one in. Oh, wow. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it and didn't realize I got it. And click this one in. And there we will go. Man. I can't get the back to click in. Unless I just screwed up and these are the back. But I seem to remember the legs and the back being... No, I'm pretty sure this is right. Regardless, I need the head. And that's where we are now. I need the head, and then I will have Vince Clortho. And that's awesome. In all honesty, had this not been a $10 deal, had I not come across this at $10, no way. No way I'd have just carried on with my life. At $10 at the store, a beat up box, it's all intact, whatever. Whatever. $10, I was willing to make that sacrifice, and the body was the biggest part. Probably sold with the worst figure in that line. I don't know about the whole line, to be fair, in this wave. And this is the only wave I've bought. The only thing I wanted was the 4 Ghostbusters. I got them. I already did a video talking about those 4 Ghostbusters. So that's fine. Now I need the head. I will complete that. I'll probably look online tonight and see what it's going to take to get Gozer. Last I checked, she was like a $10, if not $8 figure on Amazon. So, like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I'm also not, like, gunning for her. I'll get her if, you know, and it's weird, okay? It really is when we think about collecting, because this is not something I would have done. I'm more than happy being done collecting Ghostbusters. But at $10, the chance to complete the Build-A-Figure, there is maybe a little bit of a collecting addiction issue here, but I don't think it's like collector's addiction. That's a real thing. Collectors get addictions. It can happen where you like spend all your money and then before you realize it, you're in a hole and you didn't make rules for yourself and you didn't follow them, and then like you're literally in trouble or you're completely out of space. I'm lucky. I keep mine fairly well in hand. I still have a lot of space here, in all honesty. That helmet is something that I'm probably going to be selling. Maybe I'll do a video talking about why I'm parting with it. The Freddy Krueger mask and everything that's on the side. Basically, this entire shelf is almost random stuff that actually doesn't even necessarily belong up there. I have all that shelf. I can easily make half of this shelf still. That's almost a complete shelf. This is almost untouched if you want the truth of it. Like, there's a lot of space back here on just this shelf, not even counting these ones or that one. Like, I have plenty of space left as long as I stick to my rules. Some people don't do that. So whenever I step outside of my rules, I have to ask myself, why am I doing it? And I have to be very honest about why I'm doing it. Because every time we step out of our rules, we're building clutter. Why buy something you don't like? Why buy something you don't want? That's a real question that we have to be very honest with ourselves about. You pick up something that you don't like, don't want, doesn't mean anything to you. What did it do for you? It's pointless. In fact, video games were the worst collecting experience of my life. That's a very real thing. I'm not kidding. It took me a while to realize what video game collecting was doing to me. I didn't know. I know now, which is the reason I have hard set rules that I follow with all my other collections. I know what I buy, I know why I buy it, I know when I can buy it, and I know sometimes I'm going to miss out. I have hard collection rules. This kind of breaks one. So I had to be honest and kind of ask myself, why am I doing this? And I had to come on and do this video to specifically reason out in real time if I had just been stupid to buy $10 Dana Barrett. I think, and you could call it self-justifying, I think I have a purpose for her. I don't necessarily mind that she's going to be on the shelf. She'll be fine on the shelf. The shelf still has space. She is Ghostbusters. The dog is what I want. She made this thing possible. I needed the body. All in all, she's a justifiable purchase at $10. And if worse comes to worse, if she really couldn't serve any other purpose, I would just toss her and keep the dog. And it wouldn't bother me for a second. And at least I know that if I have that mindset, that I'm not worried about collecting necessarily. I've still got the mindset. I haven't fallen into that trope of, oh, I bought her, because I had the money to buy her, and it just really bothered me that I didn't have it finished. If I lose her, it will not bother me in the least. That's good. That's a good frame of mind to be in. Because you don't want to walk down that road where before you know it, you're out of money, out of space, and out of reasons to care about the stuff you've picked up. Now I got to get Gozer. Once I have Gozer, I will have completed line 1, which is the only wave that I care about. And I will have Vince Clortho, which is awesome because I'll have the dog. And then these guys can sit on the shelf. And I'll be fine with that. But I had to at least ask myself if I was being stupid here. And as it stands right now, I don't think so. I think I'll be fine. I think this is not a big deal. Now, if this was a $40 or $50 figure, that would be a problem. I'd need to ask myself real questions. Because Dana's not a favorite character of mine. I don't care. I like Sigourney Weaver. But Dana, I don't care. And it's not like I haven't missed out on a lot of Build-A-Figures before. If she was a $40 drop, I'd be asking myself hard questions right now. And I think it's good for us as collectors to stay honest with ourselves, to not fall into that. And that's the reason I wanted to do this video. I thought about just opening her because, who would know and who really cares, right? But I thought it was important to come in and at least be real with myself and real with you and give us a chance to talk about a serious issue in collecting here and there in general. Added Dana Barrett to the shelf for dog pieces. And for what it's worth, she'll be fine. Later on.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.